couple of days ago I showed you my 5 favourite designer fragrances, but now I'm going to get rid of those pesky things called viewers, those casual viewers, and now I'm going to talk to you, the real the real fragrance fans, the fans of niche fragrances. I'm joking, I love all of you. Right, here we go. My 5 favourite niche fragrances that I'm wearing right now. Let's start with this one. This one is Herod by Parfums de Marly. This one has always smelled to me like Nutella with black pepper. Never got me a compliment in the whole time that I've owned it. Alicia thinks that it smells like a pub, like a dirty old pub, and I don't quite agree with that at all. But like I said, it actually smells quite sweet, nutty, chocolatey with tobacco and black pepper. It's intriguing. I love it. I wear it for me. And I also have this weird relationship with it. Please let me know if you have a relationship with fragrances like this. I'll have phases where I'll go, you know what, this is brilliant, this is fantastic, this is just what I wanted, this is great. But then I'll kind of get cold on it, and I'll be like, no, I don't know if I like it or not. And then slowly but surely, I'll kind of come back to it and go, no, actually I do like this one. I'm very sort of hot and cold with it, but now I've sort of given in and gone, you know what, I do like Herod. I really like Herod. I really enjoy it. It's still, I'd say, my favourite Parfums de Marly fragrance, although Galloway is creeping up on it, but I haven't been able to properly wear Galloway yet because spring and summer have not set in. But in these cold days of winter, this one has been a real shining star for me. I love Herod. I think it's brilliant. It's a very bombastic fragrance. Incredible projection, incredible longevity. It's fabulous. Number 4 is an unique choice. This is Rose Barbare by GUERLAIN. It was perfumed by Francis Kurkdjian. This is not the typical winter fragrance, but look, sometimes us reviewers, we don't play by the rules. We will just wear what we want to wear every now and then. This one to me is such a beautifully sophisticated rose. And when you put this on, it does feel as though you're putting on a very, very expensive suit. It's all of the adjectives that you've heard before. It's classy, it's highbrow, it's sophisticated. It's all those overplayed and played out words. That rose is so watery and so, dare I say, juicy with some of these other florals and hints of citrus that it's just so clear and it's just so clean. It's a really, really sophisticated fragrance that freshens me up, makes me feel a little bit clearer-headed, clearer-minded, and I love that. And especially after you wear a lot of things like Herod and some of the other fragrances that are a lot more harsher and dirtier and woodier and gourmand-like and vanilla-y and stinky. I just need a breath of fresh air, and Rose Barbare definitely does that for me. Number 3 is this. This is Tom Ford's Vanilla Fatale. What a great fragrance. Very, very feminine, I must warn you. Incredibly feminine. But this is that powerful, delicate vanilla added with some bitterness and sweetness. And the balance is so difficult. One of the things that really made me respect this fragrance a lot more is smelling the duoclone, Fatale Vanilla. Hysterical, lads. Good one. And that sucks, right? And Duo can have some good clones. I'm not bashing Duo completely, but man, they absolutely just couldn't get the balance between the bitterness, and it's kind of like this tangy bitterness in Vanilla Fatale with the sweetness and with the vanilla. I didn't realise how difficult it could be until I smelt the Duo version, and it's rank and it's overly bitter, and then there's some sweetness in the background. They just couldn't really get it, and maybe it's because they didn't put the time and effort required into it, or maybe it's just very, very difficult to do. And so with that made me respect this even more. But wow, this kind of inky, bitter, tangy vanilla-ness that is just really, really rocking up against. There's kind of no woods here. There's all sweetness, all florals, all different kind of textures on your tongue with the saltiness, the sweetness, the bitterness, the tanginess, all of that rolled into one scent. So a scent of extremes, but a very, very beautiful and well done scent. This is really like oil when I spray it, and it is so beastly. I got the 100ml of this in LA. I probably won't need it though, because once you put this on, just 2 or 3 sprays, you are absolutely set for the day and probably the next day. But a really intriguing and brilliant fragrance, definitely on par with Tobacco Vanille, for those of you who are wondering. My number 2 favourite niche that I've been wearing at the moment is Behold Patchouli by Gallagher Fragrances. I desperately hope that this gets the recognition, the hype that it deserves, because it is phenomenal. It is, to me, a career-defining fragrance for Daniel Gallagher and for the House of Gallagher. This is the fragrance that will probably have the most chance of skyrocketing that company into the stratosphere. This smells like a Terry's chocolate orange wrapped around the scent of musk ravageur, with Lidge in the background somewhere just looking on proudly. It's an incredible plethora of wonderful ideas, some of which I have smelt before, but it just nails it. And that Terry's chocolate orange, which Michelle from Curly Fragrance mentioned, is so great and so gratifying when she said that, because I was like, oh, thank goodness it's not just me who's thinking that. Yes, Terry's chocolate orange with the harshness and the clove and the sort of medicinal nature of musk ravageur, all intertwined with the citrusy, lemony nature of L'Instant de Guerlain au Extrême, or rather the discipline of the lemony, neroli citrus converged with the cocoa, chocolatey element and the patchouli. Lots of incredible things going on. This is a tour de force, and I would highly recommend it to niche lovers and people who like things like Dior Homme, Lidge, Musk Ravageur, all those types of different old school patchouli, orange cocoa fragrances. You're going to have a real good time with this one if you like that. But my favourite niche fragrance by far right now that I've been wearing a tremendous amount, been wearing a lot, and I know that this is going to do incredibly well on my winter list. This has been number 1 on a couple of other lists recently, actually, and that's because it is as good as I think it is. This is Atkinson's His Majesty the Oud. I'm still not quite sure whether it's His Majesty the Oud or, I don't know, some other pretentious title. But yes, His Majesty the Oud is where I want to be on my fragrance journey right now. This is stop the train, let me get off, and just have a holiday here for a little while. This is absolutely where I want to be. It's a phenomenal fragrance. I use that word a lot, I know. It's difficult to sort of come up with words for this one because I just love it so much. It's quite a subjective thing right now. It is where I, the fragrance apprentice, want to be. It might not necessarily be where you want to be on your fragrance journey, but this one smells like, as I've said before, By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela, with a hint of a stroked match that's just been lit, with some candle-like elements, that warmth, balsamic candle smell, and 24 Gold, or Ragba by Lattafa. That vanilla amber sweetness that's full and rich. You put that all into this fragrance with the woods, but the warm and cozy wood shavings from By the Fireplace, and that lovely, cozy and welcoming and inviting smell. You put all of that into this one fragrance, and it is lush. It is beautiful. It's wonderful. And so, yeah, this has absolutely been my favourite fragrance I've been wearing. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I just would really recommend it. It's really just captured me right this second. Anyway, here are my 5 favourite niche fragrances that I've been wearing right now. Please let me and everybody else down below know what your favourite niche fragrances have been recently. Anyway, I'm the Fragrance Apprentice. I will see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye.